What you here for? Strictly business. Yeah. You want a job or get rich? I'm bossed up. 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 I bossed with my IV. Just check my ID, and that's why I be the HNIC. People despise me. My services ain't free. Ain't trying to hear your story, homie. Cop me, no please. In high school, corner, quarterback. Nowadays, corner, quarter sack. Keep that on the low, rappers turning into rats. Fly snitching on they self, DEA ransack.
What's poppin'? What's good? Hey, we went from a 3-headed to a 2-headed monster today. Me and the Bay Area bully, Moolage is in the building.
It's the guy, man. How y'all doing?
It's the guy. It's we here. And, I'm on location. Had to go home. I'm in New York. That's why you see all this. I don't got the FTSL hat on.
Man. You see the
had to go back. Had to go back home for a minute. Man. See the fam.
I'm in my full New York vibe right now because my boy in New York, son. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, kid?
Yeah. So, let's open up with a little rant today. I'm opening up with a rant.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got some we got a few bones to pick with a few people. I guess some people didn't like our Revis takes so much. Man.
Yeah. And I'm like, look, I tell people all the time, look, if you want to debate us, but don't sit in the comments with your back and forth, but you're not willing to stand on nothing that you said. Now, I'm willing to stand on what I said, 100%. Okay. When it comes to these things, there's a difference between, let's take Calvin Johnson, for instance. There's a difference when someone has top 10 talent. That doesn't mean that they had a top 10 career. His statistical career does not equate to a top 10, top 5 wide receiver all time. Now, he has top 5, top 2 all times, like measurables, 6'4", 4'3", jump out the gym, big hands, can make all the catch. He can do all of those, but it just didn't translate to the field. That's where Melvin comes from when I say he did not have a Hall of Fame career, and I cannot put him in my top 10 when dudes who have done way more.
Tyrone in the chat. Tyrone, what's popping with your dog?
What's good, Ty?
We got Micah B in the chat.
Micah B is in the chat.
Micah B. Yes, sir. Popping out. We live. How y'all doing, man? Appreciate y'all for rocking with us today. But honestly, bro, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the nostalgia, right? But like I said, bro, that season gets overhyped a lot, man. Like, when you talk about Darrelle Revis, or even when you talk about Megatron, right? Like, people talk about, the
Jerry Rice season when he broke Jerry Rice.
The Jerry Rice season when he the Triple Crown, right? And then people talk about the 09 season.
No, I like it. That's the thing. It's like everybody believes that Megatron never won a Triple Crown. All he did was break Jerry Rice single season record.
Single season record. What me personally, I like to look at careers in totality. What did they do?
The whole thing.
Career and the whole thing, right?
Exactly.
And as I'm arguing with this dude in the comments about Revis, and he thinks I'm just going off of interceptions. I'm like, no, like it goes more into that, bro. Like, I get it. He locked down, quote unquote, some notable names, right? But when you go and look at that whole season as a whole, all of those, those notable names, of course, but I'm looking at the other names, the small names, the guys that he's supposed to lock down, like the Stevie Johnson, the Brandon Marshalls. Like, I'm looking at those guys, the guys who's giving him problems. The young Ty Hiltons, like I'm looking at those guys, right? And they're giving him problems. And why can't I hold that against him? If y'all are gonna sit there and be like, oh well, he locked down Steve Smith and Randy Moss and Terrell Owens, and who would, by the way, when people sit up there and they talk about him locking down T.O. and Randy Moss and T.O. and Chad Ochocinco, and I'm like, bro, okay, first of all, if you're gonna say he locked down T.O., fine, I'll give you that. But that's an old ass T.O. I like to see him go against a T.O. that's in his prime. We'll get. I'll even say an Eagles T.O. right, or shoot a Niners T.O. fresh T.O. He's not locking down that T.O. bro.
And no, and it's my problem with this is if you take away that one season, take away I want somebody to come on this show. Come on this show. I'm going to remove the 2009 season from Darrelle Revis's lexicon. Make an argument for Darrelle Revis being a Hall of Famer.
I mean,
that's just one season. That's just one season.
With that one season, I mean, and it's crazy because it seems like it would really be that hard for people, and a lot of people will that's all I hear. That's the reason why I say it was overhyped, because that's all I hear. Oh well, he locked down. Well, in 09, I'm like, okay, I get that, but what else? Right? Like what else? Give me something else.
Give me the Darrelle Revis signature play. What is the play that stands out as you like? You know what? That's why he's an elite cornerback. Because I can give you Deion Sanders, I can give you Charles Woodson, I can give you Rod Woodson, I can give you all. They all had moments where you was like, only he don't do that would have made that play.
And see, and this was another thing, right? This is the thing I was going to point at too.
I'm not going to go as far as Nnamdi Asomugha. I mean, Nnamdi's peak was crazy.
Was insane, but as far as that 09 season, bro, can you not look at Nnamdi and say that
Nnamdi was the same thing?
Was literally the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They both shut down half the field, and a lot of people are going to argue that Nnamdi was on the quarterback's less dominant side, but at the same time,
I don't care. A side of the field is a side of the field.
Yeah, a side of the field is a side of the field. Not to mention he played on one of the worst teams at the time, so they were going to attack anything. And looking at Nnamdi's defensive win shares against receivers and man-to-man covers like they did to Darrelle Revis, he was literally right up there with Revis, if not better. So when I argue, people telling him like Darrelle Revis wasn't even the best corner in that season, go look at it. Go look at the stats, bro. Like there's some DBs that are up there and in that season that those names are probably like, dang, hold on, I ain't even thinking. Yeah, because those guys are really balling in that season.
And it's because Darrelle Revis had the nickname, he had the Nike push, he had all of the things that other cornerbacks did not have. And I'm not going to fault him for that. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But that kind of overshadowed what was really happening on the football field. With Darrelle Revis.
I get it, right? Like I get it with the he had the Revis Island, and it's marketable. That's the thing. It's marketable, right? Like it's easy.
It is.
It's easy to push that. It's easy to push that, and it's something that the kids can get under. It's something that the young athletes can get under, right? Like because after Revis Island, everybody started having an island, right? It was this island, this person island, and motherfuckers wasn't even playing man coverage like that. Like, bro, you got help over the top. Stop it. You're
exactly
in the coverage. Let's not do that. But
and it's
crazy. I just sometimes, like me personally as a DB, I don't like when DBs get credit for something that they didn't do, or when people gloss over some facts and like, oh well, nah, he really did this and he didn't do that, or we'll just kind of forget about something that it's like, nah, bro, you got to put the whole story into it and tie into the whole thing. And for some people to have him top 3 all-time corners,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Wild to me, bro.
And I want to add something else, because the guy you was arguing with, he brought up that when I brought up tackles, he said, "Oh, he bringing up tackles with a DB. Don't DBs play defense?"
You want to know what's crazy? It's crazy that you bring up tackles, right? And he said that because I seen that comment. He said, "Oh, he's crazy. He wants to bring up tackles." It's wild because in that 09 season, when they're doing their analysis about Darrelle Revis, they bring up how he was, I think, third leading tackler on the team, and that's part of the reason why he was his 09 season was so great, because not only did he shut down all of these great receivers, but he didn't shy away from tackling.
To have a cornerback be a part of your run defense is amazing. Like, I don't understand. Like, Rondé Barber is in the Hall of Fame because of what he did in the run game as well as what he did in the passing game. See, that comment right there is what I've been telling people for years, is that he wasn't the best corner on the Jets. That was Cromartie.
Especially when you're talking about man corner.
Yeah.
Cromartie.
Like, Cromartie was that guy. You talking about 6'3", long, fast. Crazy.
It's crazy that Revis is in the Hall of Fame over or before Asante, before Eric Allen. Like these guys were miles and like were milestones on their franchises. Like
it's hard for people. I don't understand when people are like, oh, you just stat watching. Well, sorry, they keep stats for a reason. So I have to put them together with what I see on the football field. So if you're telling me that Darrelle Revis is a lockdown cornerback, okay, fine. But then I look at his stats. That's not what it's showing me. Because one hand, you're going to say no one ever threw on Deion Sanders. Okay, but Deion Sanders got 53 interceptions. Nobody threw on Darrelle Revis. Well, he's got 29. There is a big gap between 29 and 53.
And a lot of people don't take into account bad quarterback play, right? If you don't trust the quarterback that's running the offense, they're not going to sit up there and tell you to target the best corner in the fucking league or the best corner on the team. That's just not smart football. I don't know not one coach who doesn't have a capable quarterback and is like, you know what? We're going to attack all facets of the field today. It doesn't matter. We're going to throw it all over the field. Like, no, they're going to have a script. They're going to attack one side of the field. They're going to attack the weak corner, which is probably most likely the goddamn boundary corner. But in that sense, it was probably Revis who was the boundary corner, so they would attack the opposite side. Like, this is football. A lot of it goes into it. So when they're not seeing if Revis isn't seeing a lot of passes to that side, yeah, the game plan is to go away from him. But because the quarterback isn't good enough to make those plays at that person. When you have a Sherman, when you have a Revis, when you have those guys, but you have a capable quarterback like a Mahomes, like a Rodgers, like a Brady, like a Manning, like a Favre, like a Reeves, or I'm sorry, like a Breeze. These guys can sit up there and they're gonna go at any guy. It doesn't matter.
Look, that 09 season. I forgot the dude's name. He was like, no, quarterbacks were scared to throw at Revis. Darrelle Revis that season led the league in passes defended, which means they were throwing at him a lot. You can't defend passes if they're not throwing it at you.
That's true.
So I'm sorry, like y'all, I get it. Darrelle Revis, he had the marketing push. And if you like Darrelle Revis more than Charles Woodson or Eric Allen, that is 100% within your right. But if we're going to go by the numbers and by what was done on the field, Darrelle Revis is not in the same class as some of these guys. Like, and that's not a slight against him. You cannot make the argument. Charles Woodson has like 63 interceptions, over 1,200 tackles, like something like 20 sacks. Okay, this is another thing. This is a whole nother thing. I had another argument. I said Charles Woodson might have the best football career of any football player to ever lace up a pair of cleats.
I have no argument against that. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
And when I was arguing with him, he was like, "That's crazy. That's crazy." I said, "No. Just listen. Charles Woodson, high school championship, Mr. Ohio when he was coming out of high school. Went to Michigan, won a Heisman. He was the first defensive player to win the Heisman. Then had the nerve to follow up that with winning Defensive Rookie of the Year when he got to the NFL.
Yep.
Then had the nerve 5 years later to win Defensive Player of the Year. Then had the nerve to win a Super Bowl after that.
Like, then have the nerve to go back to the Raiders and resuscitate not only the fandom, but the whole team, and be the only player to have 50 interceptions and 30 sacks.
Like,
legendary.
I think outside of Tom Brady, I don't think there's another player's career I would rather have. Now, if we're talking NFL career, I'm taking Tom Brady's 7 championships and 7 championships. I don't care what nobody says. But if we're talking football from high school to pro, give me Charles Woodson. Like, he was everything on the defense. If he had to play in the slot, cool. If you had to play outside, I could do that too. You want to put me at safety? I can do that. And just for shits and giggles, guess what else? Put me on offense and I can play receiver too.
Mm-hmm. And I can return. Don't stop playing with me.
Yep. Then I can return kicks and punts if you need me to do that.
Because I'm
like he affected the game on every single level. Like Darrelle Revis don't do that. Sorry. Dion did that. Think about it.
Yep.
Dion played offense and defense. Champ Bailey played offense and defense. Charles Woodson played offense and defense. Rod Woodson played multiple positions in the secondary. He played safety. He played corner. He was all pro at both.
Yep, sure was.
Like, why is it that we turn away from versatility when we talk about football? Like, nah. A lot of you dudes love LeBron James. Oh, he could play all 5 positions on the court. Okay, well, so Charles Woodson can play every position in the secondary. And Charles Woodson is
quarterback.
Yeah, like Charles Woodson did that. Like he was, and what I said was Charles Woodson is everything that everybody thought LeBron James was going to be. Like that's who Charles Woodson is. He went to college and what they thought he was in high school and how it was going to translate to college, he did that because he won the Heisman. Then I forgot where he got drafted at. I know he was a high pick. I can't remember where he got drafted. But then to go from a Heisman winning defensive player to winning both defensive awards that you can win as a defensive player, as far as defensive rookie of the year and a defensive player of the year. I mean, you can't beat that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He, like I said, he comes to the Raiders as a defensive Heisman. That's probably the one and only smart moves the Raiders have made in the past years.
That worked. I mean, that worked out. Yeah, I mean, they made some moves, but none of them really panned out.
Exactly. But, you know, the Raiders are always going to be the Raiders. They don't pay him. He leaves. He goes off to win a Super Bowl, gets his best player of the year. He comes back, and he still has a great career. Ends up solidifying, and he was a legend.
And he was good everywhere he went. Everywhere he went. We're not going to act like Darrelle Revis went to Tampa Bay and was good.
Yeah, no.
That's not what happened.
Yeah, no. He took all that money and was absolutely mediocre.
He was getting sauteed in Tampa.
And he knows it.
So look, like I said, any of you guys want to come up on this show? Y'all want to debate Darrelle Revis or Calvin Johnson or whoever else you think I'm hating on, or Moolage is hating on, or GQ is hating on? Hey, like I said, there is extra slots. We can fill them all up. Have this conversation.
I'm always hating.
You know what I'm saying? So it is. We can go there. Okay, that was the rant.
To say that was our little tirade for the day.
That's a little tirade for the day. So we got some news. Ezekiel Elliott going to the New England Patriots. Dalvin Cook signed a 1-year deal to go to the Jets, and Zach Martin got his money. What do you think on those three?
I mean, I thought Zeke was basically going back to the Cowboys at that point.
That's what I thought.
But I guess they see something in Baby Deuce over there, and they got high hopes for Tony. So I mean, yeah, more power to them. But the Patriots, I guess they said, "Fuck throwing the ball, and we're just gonna run the ball." We got Ramondre, we got Zeke, and we're gonna run the ball. That's what's gonna happen here. Because
if they use Zeke the way that I think that they should Zeke should run for like 1,400 yards this year.
Oh, absolutely. They should have one of the best backfields in the league because they're not going to be able to throw the ball at all. I'm not going to lie to you. The Patriots have no pass game at all.
No. Okay. There is something, I don't know why we didn't touch on this last week. Why did they allow Bill Belichick to get and draft Malik Cunningham?
That is true. I did forget about Malik. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like the way I like his game. I like the way he plays.
Like
that's crazy because they really let Belichick get him. That's wild.
Bill Belichick has been wanting a quarterback like this for a long time, and y'all gave him one. He's like Lamar Jackson light.
his game reminds me a little bit of, like, I was watching the film. His game reminds me a little bit of DTR. It's just not as crisp, not as sharp.
It's not as polished. It's not as polished.
Not as polished, but he's like a baby DTR. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, wow, they
got one.
They really let this man get this one. Hey, and it's crazy because Mac Jones is already getting side looks, right? Because Bailey Zappi has been balling throughout camp, is what the talks have been saying. They already say that Bill Belichick really doesn't trust Mac Jones already, and with the struggle to find a legitimate offensive coordinator, somebody that can really mesh well with Mac Jones, because nobody has really worked.
Denard Robinson is a good. I think he's a little more accurate a passer than Denard, but yeah, I can see that. I don't think he's not as fast. He's not as fast as Denard though.
Oh no, absolutely not. But
yeah, Denard used to get out.
I'm saying, man, I'm trying to tell you it's crazy. And speaking of, I got to get some shout out, man, because the boy has been balling. Okay, I know we probably won't get to this later, but shout out to Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I know a lot of people.
But I got a lot of heat for my comments about it.
So did I. I got a lot of heat off show. I just said let the proof is. I guess the proof is in the pudding. Look,
he threw a pass in the second quarter. He threw a couple dope ass ones, but he threw one on the sidelines.
Yes,
where I was like, God, I said that's the dude that I've been waiting to see.
Yes, because that pass was absolutely magic. Yep. Money,
and he's special. He's special. I wanted the Raiders to draft him because I thought he could be the guy. He could be the guy.
He definitely could be. He definitely could be. Absolutely.
So, it sucks that he got to sit behind Deshaun, because I don't want his talents wasted. Maybe he can learn under Deshaun. If I'm Cleveland, I might have to deal with Deshaun. I'm just saying, that's how much I like DTR.
I wouldn't even be mad at that, honestly, just because the way the offense looks with him, it's fluid, it's fast,
and he was playing with the backups.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like, and I just feel like once he gets in that starting role and they feel like they give him the keys, it's scary from there.
Yeah,
it's scary from there. It's absolutely scary from there. But to get back to these running backs, because I know Dalvin Cook going to the Jets is a really big thing as well. But
who's AOC? Who's AOC? I don't know who AOC is.
Who is AOC? That's a great question. Who is AOC, Tyrone? But to look at the Patriots backfield, that's really I don't see them using a young Malik out the gate. I feel like Bill might.
I think he gonna throw a little. He gonna use them in packages. I already know that.
He's gonna save them for specific times in the season, like when he really gets in a bunch. Like, all right, yeah, we need
Adrian O'Connell.
Okay, Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep, Aiden O'Connell did look really good on. He did look really good. We're gonna get to that in a second because these rookie QBs have been really making some noise, both good.
Except for the ones. We'll get to the rookies. We'll get to.
But the Patriots definitely need to do something. I don't know if I know there's some pretty solid names and some in free agency as far as some receivers. So maybe they might be able to snag one late in free agency before the season starts. But they definitely got to do something because at some point in time, people are just going to start stacking the box. They're going to dare you to run. They're going to dare you to pass the ball. And,
yep. I mean, I like the young kids. That's what I said when the first game. I want to see what Tyquan Thornton looked like because he's going to be their big play guy. He's going to be the reason why you can't stack the box because he's 6'4", he's fast, he's got really good hands, and he gonna make you pay if somebody can get him the ball.
Yep, that makes sense. And that's the thing I was looking at too was how are they going to use him? But I think it's more of a trust thing, honestly, because like the last time they drafted a big target, he didn't really pan out well.
Right.
So I think now they're kind of cautious. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to establish the run, which Bill's always never opposed to establish the run. So they're gonna want to establish the run first, and see if they can try to get something going and see if they can get like a play action, maybe something deep down the field. But it's I don't know, man. It's different. It's definitely different than what the Jets have going right now because the Jets offense is fluid. They got pieces everywhere. They're waiting for pieces to get back. They're signing pieces left and right. Aaron Rodgers is vouching for freaking David Bakhtiari. Like, man, get my guy over here. You know,
I don't like it. See, I don't like it because you're doing too much. Because you're bringing in Dalvin Cook, which is fine, but Breece Hall is going to be back in a month. Like, and I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to rush him back or whatever, but you don't want to. What do? Do you sit him and you rotate him and Dalvin Cook? I wouldn't do it. Then you bring in a Dalvin Cook. He was kind of not happy with the situation in Minnesota because they had a bunch of young wide receivers, but that's the same situation that you in now with the Jets.
Wide receivers. But I think it's more of an opportunity. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't see the Jets doing anything, especially in that division with how tough that division is. You got Miami, you got the Patriots, and then the Bills. But I think in his mind, in the mind of Dalvin Cook, he sees it as his best opportunity to win. You know, right. He has Aaron Rodgers, he has that young offense, he has a really good defense. So he's thinking like, okay, maybe I can go over here. And I have a more, even though it's kind of the same situation, I have a more comfortable quarterback that I can put trust in, to at least get to your NFC championship game because we know Aaron Rodgers is good for that at least.
No, not in the AFC though.
Well, the AFC is a different monster, but that's a story to tell. But I guess we'll see. Like I said, they have pieces everywhere, both on offense and defense. Aaron Rodgers seems to be more engaged.
I will give Aaron Rodgers that much credit. He looks like the veteran quarterback he should be.
He's more engaged, like the leader he definitely should be.
And I don't know if it's because he likes Zach Wilson or whatever it is, but it really seems like he's willing to work with Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
He's willing to, and nothing for nothing, Jet fans, Zach Wilson is looking very good.
He's looking a lot better. He's not necessarily hot dog water like GQ was saying.
Yeah, he's not hot dog water. And I get why you would say he was hot dog water. I totally understand it. But like I said before, I just think what he needed, he's getting now. He's getting tutelage from someone who's done it, been there, done that.
Yeah, he's taking to ramen water. We'll give him some ramen water. Ramen water is good.
Ramen water. Yeah, that's okay. But like I said, I still think in 3 years from now, he's going to be the guy for the New York Jets. And he's going to pan out to the draft pick in which they drafted him.
I hope so, honestly. I want to see him succeed, only because, like I said, I've seen him in the combine. I've seen his work, or I've seen his talent, just his raw talent, and he definitely has a high ceiling with a lot of potential. Like I said, he's just a dickhead. Once he gets his head out of his ass and actually figures out he actually wants to play football and do this seriously. He
needed a slice of humble pie, and he got it.
He just needed a wake up call, like most young people do. Drafted high. People weren't really talking about him at first, and then he comes and wows everybody at the combine, and now he's on the top of the world, and then he's drafted high, and boom, So some people, need to, definitely had a little slice of the humble pie, and then, that may be true as well. I'm not gonna lie to you because there was a lot of talk that him and Matt LaFleur, even though the media was trying to paint him. They're good now. I know they butted heads at first, but I'm pretty sure them boys didn't like each other.
Yeah, and then
like each other at all.
I want to go to a head scratcher. Don't understand this one. So the Colts decided they were going to jump out the window and name what's his name?
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. I couldn't think of his first name. Anthony Richardson, the starting quarterback for the season. I have mixed feelings about this.
As do I.
I think, yes. I don't think there was a chance for the Colts to do too much anything this year anyway. So I do believe you play the young quarterback. But I don't think you play him, the young quarterback. At least not yet. At least not yet. Because I don't know if it's going to help him or not. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm really in the same boat. I was talking to one of my boys, my boy JD. Shout out to my boy JD. And I understand that Tyrone. He's definitely a top pick, and you kind of want to get him. You kind of want to get him going early. But at the same time, for me, his biggest problem was short-term accuracy, and I get it. You know, he has a really big arm, and his deep ball can be accurate as well. But at the same time, his short-term accuracy, sometimes he's in the pocket. He gets kind of flustered. He tends to bail out a little too quick instead of kind of just sticking in there to kind of read the play and taking what the defense gives him. So I thought that him kind of sitting for maybe a year or two, just to kind of really get his feet under him, kind of really understand what it takes to be an NFL quarterback, get the plays, just kind of develop his mind a little bit, just kind of tighten up his keeping mechanics too. I thought he would probably be a lot better in the foreseeable future. I just didn't think I didn't think they would give him the keys so early.
Yeah, I would have let Gardner Minshew rock out for about 6 weeks.
I'm with that. I'm not mad at that at all.
For 6 weeks, your first bye week, okay, you should be ready to go now, and just hand him the keys and let him rock out. To Tyrone's comment, I wouldn't bring Marvin Harrison Jr. into that situation. I don't think he's a good enough quarterback. I think it'll drive Marvin Harrison crazy. And if they're going to draft that high, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a top 3 pick. I don't think the Colts will take him that high.
I think barring injury, he goes number 1. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
You think?
I think so. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think Caleb Williams still go 1.
Well, there's that too. Damn, there's that too. Caleb. I can see that because Caleb probably definitely is gonna go 1. It's probably gonna go.
Well, it depends on who shits the bed.
I think barring injury, either one of them is probably gonna go back to back. I think the furthest Marvin's gonna fall is 4.
No, I mean on my NFL teams. It depends on who sucks the most.
Yeah,
who sucks
the most, and then who's gonna.
Yeah, because if the Cardinals suck enough, I think they take Caleb.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Colts take a quarterback again. So they'll probably. I think they maybe go defense, or maybe they drop down, gather up picks, and this way they can get a defensive player and a Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, I don't think so. I think they kind of rock there with who they got.
Yeah, because they took quarterbacks they took Dillinger or whatever his name was last year, and then they took Anthony Richardson this year. I don't think they're going to go 3 years in a row taking a quarterback.
Yeah, I think it's the Cardinals, definitely. The Buccaneers, if Baker doesn't pan out, which honestly,
look, the Buccaneers are going to do it. We're going to be all right.
I'm going to give Baker his credit, man. I see how he's been playing. I see a lot of people are going to hate on my boy, but I was a Baker fan when he was coming out of Oklahoma, man. Like I like Baker.
Yeah.
Man, so,
don't. I said he should have.
He rubbed me the wrong way because he beat my Raiders last year in 48 hours. But it's okay. It's okay.
Look, I said it. Right. I said it last year. I didn't want him to go to the Rams. I thought him sitting behind Tom Brady for a year would have done him some real justice.
Definitely.
I mean, he still ended up in Tampa Bay, but there's no Brady there now. I just thought he could have learned under Brady, and so that coming into this season,
Brady in Vegas now,
the learning curve would have been less.
Brady in Vegas now. Oh, speaking of Brady, you see his new Johnny? He got a new little model that he got, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tom Brady, man.
Shout out to Tom Brady because he helping us out over there with the Vegas Invaders. Yeah, so we got Brady. Hopefully, I get to cross paths with Tom at some point.
Yeah, most definitely, Tom. We see you out there doing big things. Tom, shout out to you, Tom. But yeah, I just I had to give my shout out to Baker because I see him out there doing his thing. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Baker. I did see that today as well. Sam Howell getting the starting job.
Look, I told people, I said this This is my team. This is my other team, right? This is my original team.
I'm gonna let my boy Mel take it away because he is.
This is my heart right here because I grew up a Washington Redskin fan, Commander fan now. So Sam Howell is really good. He's really good. By
the way, me and Tyrone have been saying this since Sam Howell was in college.
Yeah, he's really good. Like he's really, really good. And I think everybody is going to get their glimpses of it now. If you didn't watch the game last year when he played the Cowboys and he totally picked apart that defense, that's what he does.
That's quite literally what he does. I've been telling people this since he was at UNC, I believe it was. Me and Tyrone actually were talking about this a few years back that we wanted Sam Howell on the Raiders. Just
I would have took him on the Raiders too. Yeah. I think he's a good. I think he's a solid quarterback especially when you have the pieces around him that he does.
Oh, for sure. And you got to think about it like this: when he was at UNC, he really didn't have a lot of pieces like that. Like he didn't have the dogs that he has on the Skins, right? And I think last year he was kind of thrown into the fire a little bit because Ron Rivera is a fucking
he's an idiot.
So I think he kind of got thrown into the fire a little bit, and then with how that offense is and how indecisive Rivera is, he kind of, you know what I'm saying, it was kind of rough for him. It was kind of rough outing. I kind of see how people kind of try to paint the picture on him a little bit, but you got to really watch him and give him a chance to really get a whole year under his belt and really let him get a whole year to develop and really understand the offense. And I'm trying to tell you, he's going to surprise a lot of people.
He's accurate and he throws a really good deep ball.
Oh, he does a really good deep ball.
Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuels and Jahan Dotson, they're gonna get a lot of deep balls. So, and we got a track team out there at receiver. So
they do. If Miami's track team A, they're Washington's track team B. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not Miami's track team at all. Nothing close. It's not that. But they coming up real close on that number 2. But I like Sam Howell. So I think that it was inevitable, that he was going to be the number 1. I didn't think Jacoby Brissett was going to challenge him for that job at all.
I do like Jacoby Brissett as a backup, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, as a backup, 100%.
I think
he's good.
Backup.
He's solid backup. Backup.
I think he's probably one of the best backups in the league. He does his job every time, and you can't ask for more.
Yeah. So I like Sam Howell. What else was good? We'll get to the younger quarterbacks later. Okay, question. I heard them. Yeah, we did our division picks. I got Washington finishing second.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I think Washington is gonna be up there high. I think it's probably gonna be more of a challenge between them and the Cowboys for second place in that division, but I think ultimately they beat out the Cowboys in that race, honestly.
Yeah. I when I did and it's not my bias. It wasn't. I mean, probably was my bias, but whatever. I had them finishing second. It's okay. There was a conversation being said or being had that Patrick Mahomes doesn't need 7 championships to be better than Tom Brady.
Yes, he does.
And I was like, yeah, he does.
He does.
Like, it's not that he has 7. He's been to 10 Super Bowls. Like, he is what LeBron in his brain thinks he is. Like, being 7-3 in Super Bowls, you gotta, and he's got all the stats to back it up.
Literally, like, no, he does. He does. He absolutely does. Yes. There's no. I want to sit here and I want to entertain that, but like, we have to let the guy finish out his career. Like, he could literally end up like a better Ben Roethlisberger and win 2 Super Bowls early in his career and then never win any more ever.
That's it. Because he only won 1 now. How many he got now? 1?
He has 2. He has 2 now.
Okay.
But I mean, at the end of the day, he could quite literally not win anymore now. Right? Lamar can go on to win 1. Josh Allen can win 1. Jalen Hurts can go on to win 1. Joe Burrow can win 1. Like, shoot, we don't know. He can go on and win. He can. This can be the last year or this past Super Bowl could be the last Super Bowl he wins, and then that's it.
Right. And then what?
Everybody else's turn.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I'm not gonna winning. And I hate when people say winning is not an individual stat; it's a team stat. We never talked like that. We never did that. Quarterbacks are the main people we give wins and losses to. It doesn't matter with wide receivers. It doesn't matter with running backs. It doesn't matter with quarterbacks. They're the leader of the team. Okay. If it said doesn't need 3, if he goes to no, we're not doing the LeBron shit.
He would have to come to the Raiders and win 2 in a row. And that's when I'd be like, okay, you better than
me. Yeah, he would have to go to the Raiders, win 2, and then go to the Jets and win 1.
If he comes to the Raiders and wins 2, then I'd be like, all right.
But it's like winning is a stat for quarterbacks. That's how we know who's good and who's not, man. Sorry. What separates Jeff George? Like, put it like this: what's separating Vinny Testaverde from? I'm trying to think who's around him statistically, because Vinny Testaverde is like top 8, top 10, and fucking damn near everything. But he did not win. You have to win. Super Bowls matter. So if he don't,
at the end of the day, winning definitely does matter. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, no, winning doesn't matter at all. Like winning just like that shit definitely does matter. I do hate the narrative that quarterbacks do get all the fucking blame for everything. But at the end of the day, they're a quarterback. That's what they sign up for. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. They get all of the credit when the team wins, even though they could have had nothing to do with it.
Absolutely.
And they get all of the blame when they lose, even if they did everything to help their. Tom Brady threw for 500 yards against the daggone Eagles in the Super Bowl. And all we say is Tom Brady couldn't beat Nick Foles.
He lost to Nick Foles.
We didn't say the defense got destroyed. We said Tom Brady could not beat Nick Foles.
Yeah, we definitely didn't point out how Doug Peterson outcoached Bill Belichick, but that's
right
for another time, right?
So, hey, if you want to be better than Tom Brady, you're gonna have to win 8 Super Bowls.
I think Jimmy is different. I'm not gonna lie. I think Jimmy is different. I understand it. I get it, but I think Jimmy's different. I think Jimmy definitely benefited from the environment.
But think about it. Look how much credit Jimmy G gets for winning.
Definitely.
But he was not the reason why they won.
Not even remotely.
So winning does matter.
It definitely does matter because they definitely put him up there as far as winning percentage.
Because they look at his win. Oh, look at Jimmy G's win percentage.
Yeah.
Totally ignoring he's had one of the best defenses ever.
Literally. One of the best defensive ever and one of the most intricate offensive minds in the game. Like, we can't sit there and ignore that. Come on, guys, be realistic.
Like, but this is what they do with quarterbacks, which I'm 100% fine with because that comes with the territory.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm not mad at it. I can't sit up there and be like, oh well, he's a quarterback. He gotta eat that. But it happens. It's football.
Yeah, and it's fine. But look, if you are going to be better than Tom Brady, bruh, you got to win 8 Super Bowls, and you got to come back from 30-0 and win a Super Bowl, and one of them to be better than Tom Brady.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you gotta make me eat my words in live action because Tom Brady.
After that, when he came back from 28-3. I said it that night. I said that right there. I sounded like LeBron. I said that's what made him the GOAT right there. That's what made him the GOAT.
It's funny because a few months ago, all of those comments and those tweets, they popped up. And I was just like, damn, this is the day when Tom Brady made me eat my words live on air. Because I'm telling you, I was going in. I was going in. And I had to turn around and apologize because he made me shut all the way up. I was like, damn, okay, my bad, Tom.
Like, and I'm look, I was a Joe Montana guy. Look, I was a Joe. You couldn't tell me like this. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you ask me right now to pick 2 quarterbacks for my NFL football team, Tom Brady's not my quarterback. Okay, I am taking Peyton Manning and Michael Vick. Those are my 2. But I acknowledge Tom Brady is the GOAT. I acknowledge that.
And Marino.
Yeah, like
Joe Montana.
Yeah, if we're talking talent for talent, you give me Michael Vick, I'll destroy whatever defense you got. I'll kill you. It won't even be fun.
Oh, I love it. We're gonna have to do that. I ain't gonna lie, because that would be great. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, because I'm going Big Dan the man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no, I love Dan Marino. I love Dan.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Kenny the Snake?
The Snake. The left-handed bandit.
I like it. I like it. I'm with that. See, the thing about it is everybody has their opinions and their choices. And
definitely.
I respect
that was definitely up there for me too, even though he played the Broncos.
And think about it. Think about John Elway. John Elway won 2 Super Bowls and he had nothing to do with it. And now he went from nothing to one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. We totally forgot that he lost 3 Super Bowls before that.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a very good point. Troy Aikman is another one too.
Yep, Troy Aikman is the least. I'm not gonna say he was the least impactful quarterback of a Super Bowl ever, but Troy Aikman gets mad credit because his offensive line could move people 400 yards for Emmitt Smith to run everywhere, and then he could throw curl routes to fucking Michael Irvin for 12 yards. And then hit Jay Novacek every once in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it worked. It worked. You know what I'm saying? So
it worked, but he got all the credit. Yeah,
he got all the credit. It's okay.
I think he never threw for like 3,000 yards in a season or some crazy shit like that. It's crazy.
This is the reason why I try to tell people, man. Oh my gosh, Troy Aikman is the biggest finesser ever because he will get you.
When you are the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you are automatically a rock star.
Oh, most definitely. You don't have to pay for anything.
Just be the quarterback for the Cowboys. That's all. Yeah. So you don't. I know. I think he has anybody. If you're going to be better than Tom Brady, you're going to have to get to 8. You're going to have to win 8 Super Bowls. You're going to have to. Or at least win 7, but you got to be like astronomically phenomenal in those 7.
No, definitely that. I just feel like, you got to. For me, it's not only the stats have to get there, like all of the stats totality wise, but you got to win like 7 of them Jones, man. You put up them fingers in them hands, dog.
Like he almost got look. I would have kept playing just so I could have a diamond encrusted fist. Like how many Super Bowls you got?
Yep.
Just a
lie. I'll definitely keep playing just so I can have both hands
full. I wouldn't even get 1 ring. It'd be 2 diamond gloves.
2 diamond gloves. Hey, I'm here for it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
With all the years I won the Super Bowl on it.
Yep. Just give me 2 diamond gloves, man. That's it.
Matter of fact, I would make me 2 infinity gauntlets with every year that I won.
That's hilarious because I just watched Endgame, so that's extra funny.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. Let's perfect segue into watching movies.
Yeah.
So we have all been blindsided by the blind side and the lies in which have been told.
Oh man.
I'll let you handle this one. Tell me, give me how you felt when you saw the article.
They are some low down, dirty dogs, man. I can't believe y'all. But look, okay, first of all, let me go ahead and preface this, okay? I ain't gonna lie, when I watched the movie, because I do love The Blind Side as a movie, maybe because it's a football movie, but I do love the movie. I knew it was cap. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I knew it was cap. And this is the reason why. It's because there's no damn way, okay, that a blonde hair, blue eye, freaking white family is gonna take some big,
country white family,
ginormous,
country white family.
and wealthy white family at that, okay, and adopt him just off GP. That does not happen, okay?
No.
I don't know what fantasy or what
unless you Theo Epstein.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what people have been sniffing. I don't know if it's lighter fluid. I don't know if it's isopropyl oil, but it's not. No, that doesn't happen. Okay, so I get it. The idea of the movie was great, right? I loved it. It was very heartwarming, right? It was a great football movie. You know what I'm saying? I put him in the bus mom, put him in the bus coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, right? It's all lovely, but it was cat, bro. You can't sit up here and tell me that they seen this dude and it was just like, you know what? I'm finna go save his life. Man, hell no. That shit don't happen. You know how many of these motherfuckers go through this shit every single goddamn day and don't nobody ever do shit about it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. I don't want to hear it. And it's just crazy the fact that they not only finessed him because they knew he really wasn't like, and this is the thing about it, right? This is how I knew that this was going to come out at some point in time, because when he was drafted, they were like addressing a lot of the stuff. You know how like on draft day they'll sit up there and they say all these lies and stuff about these players and shit like that. Like they said Najee used to sleep on the floor. And he was just like, motherfucker, I had a dorm. I slept on the fucking bed. What y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like when they said like he didn't have a bed, he was like, what the fuck? I had a bed. What the hell y'all talking about? Right? So like when they said that he, you know what I'm saying, like he didn't have like this much education, and he was just like, bro, like I wasn't a dummy, bro. Like y'all got me messed up. You know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, we took advantage of him just wanting a family and him just wanted to be a part of something, because the family that he came from that didn't want him and they treated him in a malicious kind of ways. He really wanted a family, and they took advantage of that because they seen the story that could be made and that could be developed. And we're not going to sit up here and act like this doesn't happen, because it happens all the time with these child stars, and you hear that their parents were manipulating them the whole time to force them to do all this stuff. So it's like it's just messed up, bro, because he was a young kid at the time, not really understanding how the world works, and people are just telling him, hey, you know what, just play football, you know, we got your back, you're gonna make a lot of money, you're gonna be able to save your family, you're gonna be able to do this for your mom, you know, for your siblings and stuff, and you know, we got you, don't worry about it. And in his head, he's like, oh yeah, sure, bet, all I gotta do is play football, easy. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of other stuff that goes into it that he should have been looped in on, that he should have had a lawyer, he should have had somebody, a representative speaking for him. He should have had another account to where all this money and all these royalties should have go to, because they're using his name and likeness. You know what I'm saying?
That was the only thing that was kind of threw me for a little loop, was because I was like, the movie came out a while ago. Like, if you were going to complain about it, you should have nipped that in the bud way back when. And
that's the thing about it. He's been talking about it for the longest time. It's just
okay. I didn't know. To me,
personally, I just don't think he knew how to go about it. Right? Because you know how like you kind of gain information, you kind of think about it like, all right, bet. I'm gonna kind of think about that. I'm gonna sit on that for a little bit, and you kind of gain more information, and then you kind of get that one kind of line or that one kind of tip, like, damn, wait, I could do that. You know? Oh shit! Oh,
True.
I can do that. Hold on, let me go ahead and try to do that real quick. You know,
unless he was really finessing. Like, I worked for a company. Like, if you stole from the company, they wouldn't catch you. Like, they knew you did it the first 2 times or whatever. They let it build up till it was a felony.
Ooh, yep.
And then they come after you.
Yep, they got places that do that out here.
So maybe he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna let the royalties build up to a certain point and then go after it.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad at that either, because it's smart. You gotta think about it like this. They collected not only so much royalties from that, but the box office stuff from that, the merch that came from that, the image that came from that, probably the boosters that came from that, because that was based off of true story. So they are actually alumni of that school. You know what I'm saying? The money, all the connections that came from that, all the recruits that went to that school, like that movie generated a lot of traction. You know, so there's so much that plays into it, bro. And I just hope that at the end of the day, he gets the resolution that he's ultimately seeking for, whether that be he get cashed out, or you know what I'm saying, he own half their estate. I don't know what.
he gonna cash out on that.
Yeah, I'm saying
At least he should.
Cash my boy out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and rock with that plea deal or go ahead and cop out. You know what I'm saying? And just let my boy go ahead and get his little chicken. You know what I'm saying? I know he was an NFL player because that's what I've been hearing a lot. A lot of people have been trying to argue, oh, well, he was an NFL player and he got...
They ain't got nothing to do with it.
And, you know, he had a great career. And, man, they ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. They use his name and his likeness, and he should be able to get the bag just like they got the bag. So go out there and get the bag. More power to you, dog.
Exactly. So I hope he get every dime that he deserves out of that situation. Yeah, it was just very weird for me, but it's all right. It is what it is. Let's see. Do I want to do another rant? No. We'll go. Let's get into these games last week because we had a whole buffet of games last week.
Man.
So I want to get to the first game, and that was the Packer game. I wanted to see because GQ's not here because we both wanted to see what Jordan Love was going to look like. I heard Colin Cowherd and a bunch of other people talk crazy as if Jordan Love played like trash. I don't know what game they were watching. I don't. I can only go off what I watched myself. He looked good. And I'm not gonna, it is preseason, it is what it is. But if you're going to say, well, where he came from to what I saw against the Bengals, kid, it looks good.
He looks really good.
So I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged by that. So, and my thing is, I had them finishing second in their division, and him actually taking the proper steps for Green Bay to be like, you know what? We can now start putting more weapons around him.
Definitely. Honestly, I think a lot of people write these young quarterbacks off a little too fast, and I think that kills a lot of these young quarterbacks' confidence because they see it, right? Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I'm going to go on my little tirade about Trey Lance a little later, just to let everybody know.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do that too.
When I look at Jordan Love, I see the development. I see how he got better from before, and I think a lot of people are going off of the past because he only played in a few games and he didn't necessarily look that good in those few games that he showed us. But when you really look at it and you break down his QB mechanics, his release is tight. He has great footwork in the pocket. He has great awareness. He has great play recognition. He's taking control of the offense. The offense is moving smooth when he's in there. And that's what you ask for from not only a quarterback, but a young quarterback who can sit up there and stare in the face of a whole bunch of other grown men and have to essentially lead them. So I think he did pretty goddamn good. I'm not going to lie to you. I understand the flack, right? He's not Aaron Rodgers. We have to get that out of our head now. But I think for the sample size that we got, he looked very, very good. And I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yep, that was what I took away from that, and that's where I'm gonna keep it with him because I think I thought once they made the move to get away from Aaron Rodgers, it kind of took the monkey off of his back. So now he can feel like I'm the guy in the quarterback room. This is my team. We go as far as I go.
Definitely.
And he's going to do it. He's going to be fine. We can get to what game we want to look at. Let's go. Let's take it a little further south. We're going to go to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm just waiting for Tampa. I'm waiting for Baker to emerge as the guy that I know he is. I'm probably the last Baker fan left, which is fine. It's okay. I'm going to ride this train until the wheels fall off.
Hey, I can understand that, and I appreciate that. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said earlier, Baker looked really good, right? He looked confident. He looked strong. He looked healthy for one of the first times that other than, last year where he shredded the Raiders in the last 90 seconds. I'm never going to let y'all live that down, by the way, Las Vegas. I don't care. But like I said, he looked good. He looked strong. He looked healthy for the first time. He's commanding the offense well. The offense is clicking. I was just watching an interview with him earlier before. So him having to fill the shoes of Tom Brady, like I said, with Aaron Rodgers, he's not Tom Brady. So we have to get that out of our minds now. But we have to let him take control of the offense and command the offense in his way because He was a very good quarterback coming out of college. He did lead the Browns to their first ever playoff berth in I don't know how goddamn long. So we do have to give him a credit for that. We do have to remember before his injury, he was a very good player. He was a really good player with really, really high pass percentage and a really, really high passer rating. So I think the hopes are high for the Buccaneers. They should at least have high hopes. They have a really solid defense still. I mean, outside of some corners. Their offensive line is still relatively solid. I know that they were dealing with injuries early on last year, but they kind of retained everybody. Their young talent is starting to get up, starting to grow up a little bit more. So I think that there should probably be a force to be reckoned with in that division, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the South, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna beat the Saints because my boy Derek Carr over there.
Well, the Saints are going unless the Saints completely implode. Yeah, they'll finish second.
Definitely,
they'll finish second.
I do want to say shout out to Baker though. I want to get to these. I want to touch on these rookie quarterbacks. I know we had a lot of games last week, but I want to get onto these touch on the rookie quarterback. Bryce Young went 4 for 6, 67%, 72 passer rating. I don't think that he necessarily had a bad outing. I just think that they didn't address the problems that they still need to address. Offensive line looked absolutely horrible. They can't run the ball. They have no sets or good protection. It looks as far as offensive line wise, it just looks bad. And you're going to need a good to solid offensive line to protect Bryce back there. Or it's just not going to be good. It's not going to be good. He's a smaller quarterback, so you're going to need to put in more rollouts. I thought the play call was questionable because they had him sit in the pocket a lot. But I think it'll get better through time. There's only one sample size, so we'll have to see. But more rollout. I do expect to see more rollouts, more play actions this game. Let the offense open up a little bit, let them gain a little more confidence.
I think with him, like you said, he got hit entirely too much for it to be a preseason game. And that worries me because he's not a big guy.
Exactly.
So if he's going to take shots like that during the preseason, he ain't going to make it the regular season.
Exactly. That's just not a good thing having your quarterback take that many shots in that small sample size of which we got him in. So you just got to protect him a little better. Next, C.J. Stroud. We kind of talked about him the other day with the Texans, but I do think he kind of looked kind of flustered. He did have some time where the pocket was clean. He kind of just should have just used his vision, take what they give you. I think he kind of held the ball a little bit too much. Like I said, I'm not going to judge him too early because I know it's early in the season or early in the preseason. It's just one sample size, but I do think he has to calm down and relax a little bit. Let the game come to you. Don't panic as easy or don't panic as fast. Maintain your footwork in the pocket. If you have to use your legs and stretch the play, extend the play, then do so. But take what the defense gives you. Don't panic. Don't hold on to the ball so long. Get rid of the ball. Learn to get rid of the ball. Use your dump offs. I understand you come from Ohio State where it's just big plays, but you got to understand something. You don't have Marvin Harrison Jr. anymore, but you do have a John Mechie III, who is a really promising young receiver, and he's just coming off of his.
The thing about it is, the biggest thing I think a lot of young quarterbacks coming from college to the pros, is that there aren't too many windows where dudes are running free, and you have to that's why that throw that Dorian made on the sidelines was very important to see him throw that, because the dude wasn't open.
He wasn't. He was blanketed. He was covered.
He threw that man open, and that's what you have to do when you're playing in the league. That's
the difference between playing in the league and playing in the NFL. I always try to tell people that a person who looks like they're covered in the NFL, they're not covered. A person who looks like they're covered in college, they're probably most likely covered. But a person who looks like they're covered in the NFL, they're probably not covered. They probably have a step, and that step is all they need. So I think with time, the confidence will come, the game will come. But I just think he has to slow down, kind of let the game come to him, and just relax a little bit. Do your thing out there, man. You're a baller. Show them that you can play. Anthony Richardson, we kind of touched on him a little earlier.
He did not look good. at all.
I think he looked very shaky. He did have one really solid long bomb where he placed the ball beautifully. But other than that, I do think they need to work on him a little bit. I do think they need to bring in another QB coach, somebody that can kind of tighten his throwing window, because it's really high. He tends to try to throw people the high ball, people open up, but I just feel like he has to in this league, you can't necessarily do that because a lot of receivers are expecting the ball to come here, or sometimes it's blanketed low, right? They're not expecting it to come high, so you have to get him to teach or get somebody to teach him to bring that throw type that throwing motion down more, get a little more tight, just to get it more in those windows, man. I think that he didn't look shaky. He looked confident. That's one thing I do like. I just think that his mechanics just need to be tightened up a little bit. That's the one knock I had on him coming out of college was his mechanics. But I think if they can up, then he should be fine.
I don't want anybody jumping out the window about Justin Fields. He threw 2 touchdown passes that traveled a total of a half a yard.
You know, I'm hyped up about my boy. Yeah, I froze. It don't matter. I'm hyped up by my boy Jay Fields because he was out there slinging that rock.
Look,
perfect.
First of all,
perfect.
He threw a bubble screen to DJ Moore and a screen to Herbert that they both took for touchdowns.
Man, you didn't see how beautiful it looked. You didn't see how beautiful them screen pass looked. Yeah, it was just a pure flick of the wrist. Bow right there.
I'm going to throw this shit every bit of 2 yards.
So gorgeous. It was beautiful. I thought it was amazing. I was like, look at my boy out there going crazy, man. Like I said, I got one in that division. Shout out to my boy Justin Fields. Just going to go crazy. My boy finna go up this year, and he finna quiet all the naysayers, like I said, including one Melvin Mellis the third over here. That's not even his name, but I don't care.
He is not. Like, put like this. If that's what it takes for him to throw for 100 yards in a game, hey, it is what it is.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Hey, it don't matter. Like, look, it goes down as a stat.
Gonna go crazy.
It is. He gonna go 7 for 7. He gonna average 45 yards a pass because it's gonna be all run after the catch. It's all yak.
What you mean? 100%. And then he gonna run for 1,700.
It's gonna be all Hennessy. What you got? That yak.
Yeah, stop playing. He gonna pass for about 49, 50 yards. We're gonna give him a solid 78, and he gonna run for 1,700. Stop playing with my boy. Yeah, I'm big Justin Fields train over here, like my boy Tyrone said right now. Fields coming out party. Yeah, my boy is gonna go crazy this year. Shout out to my boy Justin Fields. I see you out there balling. He can quiet all the naysayers and all the haters because he coming out here to ball. All right. As a free agent football fan right now, because my Raiders is making me mad, I am a bandwagon Justin Fields fan. Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets, and I can't, in my right mind, ever support the Jets. So I'm on the Chicago Bears bandwagon, and if Jordan Love can cap off 5 wins, then I'm gonna rock with them too. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I mean, you got a better shot with Daniels. If you ask me,
get his ass out of Vegas, and or Mark Davis sell the team. I cannot, within good faith, rock with my Raiders at the time. Even though I will sell
Josh McDaniels got to go. Mark Davis can stay because Mark Davis is doing a lot for me right now. So I need Mark Davis to stay.
Hey, shout out to Mark Davis, man. We appreciate you, dog.
I need Mark Davis.
Shout out to Mark Davis, man. We appreciate you, dog. I'm on the show when you're ready. I heard Mark Davis was a food connoisseur. I want to test that theory. I ain't gonna lie to you because I'm a bit of a connoisseur myself. So Mark Davis, if you ever see this, if you ever see the broadcast, if you ever catch the video, come on the show, man. I got some questions for you to see if you're really food connoisseur. Because I am.
Maybe we can work that out. We touched on the Jets. And Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson had a solid first half. Looked very confident. Was very accurate. He's doing all the things. So I'm not going to take nothing away from him. I think the Titans have a problem.
Oh, yeah, they most definitely do. They have a problem. That was my next point. The Titans with their slew full of quarterbacks over there, and them not knowing what the fuck to do with it that's going to be a problem. It's definitely going to be a problem. DeAndre is going to be very, very much. He's going to be frustrated this season.
But this is why I didn't understand the point of him going to this team. I was like, they have a very unstable quarterback room. I don't like none of their quarterbacks. I like Malik Willis a little bit, but
he's starting to look a little better.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm DeAndre Hopkins, at where you are in your career, that's not where you want to be.
I just don't understand it, right? And Will Levis did not look good at all. He looked very, 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 very bad. Malik Willis actually looked better than him, which I thought was, wow, okay. I can't really get much worse than that. One person I do want to give a shout out to is young, well, not young, actually. Let me take that back. Old man Stetson Bennett.
Oh, old man Stets. Yeah.
Yeah, old man Stets, man. He had a pretty solid outing last week.
Look, he played like the veteran quarterback he is.
Yeah, most definitely. He played like a 10-year vet, you know what I'm saying, that he is, absolutely. I mean, but when you've been in the league for 15 years, that's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. We expect that from you.
Yeah, so shout out to Stetson Bennett. Like Tyrone said earlier, Aiden O'Connell played really, really well. I thought, most definitely, because this is the thing. I was very, very not – wasn't very optimistic about Brucey. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like I said, I called him Brucey. He kind of looks like Brucey and Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. But I was not particularly juiced about that. But he showed me some things, man. I watched his tape from Purdue. I got some really high hopes, and then I watched the game. He put some balls in some really nice spots. Pause. I'm optimistic. I think this is how the season is gonna go. Don't quote me or anything, but I think Jimmy G gets hurt. Not to say that I'm praying for Jimmy G to get hurt or anything, but Jimmy G gets hurt around week 6, week 7. Aiden O'Connell takes over and leads the Raiders to the playoffs and helps the Raiders win that first playoff game. Then boom, Aiden O'Connell is a franchise quarterback.
Like I said, Aiden O'Connell, he looks like the meme we had put up, where it was like he looks like the actor who would play Derek Carr in a biopic about Devontae Adams. Like,
not a biopic about Devontae Adams, not even a biopic about Derek, a biopic about Devontae. Yeah, this is my biopic. You just kind of just here.
Yeah. So it's just like, because you look at him like he looks like Derek Carr. He looked like if you was trying to create Derek Carr in Madden.
He looks like Mikey from Recess, if he was to like grow up and grow a mustache and kind of like got like a little bit in shape, or like Gus from Recess. Like if Gus grew up, got a little, because you know Gus is gonna grow that mustache from Recess. He can grow that mustache, that kind of like Sergeant Slaughter mustache. Just leave it there, and then but be slanging the rock all over the field. The most
he throwing the hell out that ball. I'm not even gonna lie. So. I was at my brother's house and we was watching the game from last night, well, a couple weeks from the other day, and I'm sitting and I'm watching it and I'm just like, okay. I mean, I don't like that you wear number 4. You're pissing me off with that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, overall, all the rookie quarterbacks had a pretty solid outing. I'm not too upset. I do want to give them or leave it open for future analysis. I do think Dorian Thompson-Robinson is definitely overall the best rookie right now.
Easy.
Easy. That really shouldn't be no arguments there.
And it's crazy that the dude who was arguing with me in the comments, he was like, he's not accurate. He's this. He don't know how to. He's not. I'm like, dude, you never watched. Then you clearly didn't watch him play.
Then he was like, I watched him play. Then clearly.
Yeah, it's like, I watched him in UCLA. I'm like, then everything that you said made absolutely no sense.
I was gonna say, and everything you said is a complete lie. Then that's what you're saying. Like,
yeah. So
even if you say that about UCLA tape, watch last week and watch this week, and I guarantee you don't say that anymore.
Yeah, he put some there were a couple throws he made that I'm sitting there. I'm like, if I'm Cleveland, this has nothing to do about. I think Deshaun is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. That's how much I like Deshaun Watson. But if you're telling me that that's my backup quarterback, Give that kid the ball. He's the future right now. Like I can't how much I could get for Deshaun Watson.
I mean, honestly, when you look at both of them, if Deshaun doesn't have a good season this year, with all the money that they're paying him, I wouldn't even be surprised if they'd be like, you know what, we're gonna get a car, so we're gonna get the keys to the car to this boy right here, and we're gonna rock out with it. Shit.
Exactly. Like you don't think, like, I mean, shoot, the Colts would give up everything they got for him.
I wouldn't doubt that.
The Giants, I think we should. Teams that I would, the Raiders, bring Deshaun to the Raiders.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'd rather take Dorian. Don't get me. I said that Dorian, like the Raiders should have drafted Dorian. Like he should be here. Hometown kid playing for the Vegas Raiders, as good as he is with Devontae on the Renfro. Yeah,
that was scary. Yeah. Absolutely scary.
Like I like that was my dream scenario, is that he would end up here.
Yeah, but good job, Raiders.
Yeah, y'all blew that.
I do want to give a quick little shout out to Alex Collins though and his family. Rest in peace to him. I understand that he had passed a few days ago. So rest in peace.
Yeah, I did see that on the socials. Rest in peace to him. I don't know what pre-workout Derek Carr has been using. I don't know what muscle regimen he has been on, who he been around, but clearly he has been in the gym and he has been working out because he is swole. He went from Derek Carr to Derek SUV.
It's called frustration, right? You know what I'm saying? When you get out from under a particular frustrating time and or period, you know what I'm saying? It kind of motivates you to go hard in different ways more than
No, he was working out like he just went, like he really went through a breakup. Like he was like, you know what? Fuck that. She gonna miss me.
He kind of did. I mean,
he did. I guess he did. Yeah, I guess he did.
Kind of did, bro. Like he gave the Raiders 8-9 years of his career. He said he threatened retirement because he wanted to retire. He wanted to be a Raider till he retired. You know what I'm saying, like, that's real love right there. So I can definitely understand.
I get it. You know, but he went on that. I'm a better me workout.
He was down there
like
in the Big East.
The next time you see me, you gonna be mad.
Beignets, man. And he turned it into a different, you know what I'm saying, different kind of weight gain. That's what happened.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is that? That is not Derek Carr. Like fucking, he looked like Mike Allstott.
And this the thing, right? I think it might have to. This the thing. I think might think this has to test the South food because Derek Carr leaves the Raiders and he goes to the same team. He looks abnormally bigger. Matt Collins does the same thing.
This is true. Yeah, because Matt Collins looked like
abnormally bigger.
Matt Collins, he looked like the Predator. He almost like, where did he like? I know he's big. He's like 6'5".
Yeah,
but he is like crazy big now. He's like a tight end.
Literally. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Vegas, you might have to do something. Shout out to Tyree Wilson. Yeah, Tyree Wilson. Coming back from injury. Looks really solid in pre-camp or in camp. So a lot of Raider fans should be excited about that. I heard Max Crosby packed out half the Rams team, so Raider fans should be excited about that. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Yeah, he did.
Anything else? Any other news that we got? Tyler Boyd.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
I thought that was great. She's probably staying. And I think honestly, Odell has some. I think he has some truth there, man. I think if he stays healthy, he goes off, dog. I don't think. No,
I think Odell definitely goes for about $180, 3 touchdowns in that Super Bowl, and he walks away with that Super Bowl MVP and not Cooper Kupp.
Absolutely, I called it at the beginning of the game. I said, yeah, Odell winning the Super Bowl MVP at this rate because he's tripping. Y'all cannot move him.
Yep. Whatchamacallit? Jadeveon Clowney. to the Ravens.
Le'Veon, yes, to the Ravens. I did see that earlier. I do think that's a solid move for the Ravens.
Solid. No, they needed another guy on the edge that can get to the quarterback. Help that secondary out a little bit. Who else? There was something else.
Took a while, but shout out to Jadeveon. I feel like he should have been on the team. But
Yeah, and he's another guy that I'm just waiting for him for the college impact to translate to the pros. And
it should have a few years ago, but I think he needs. I don't want to say the right system because I think the system that he was in with Cleveland, I think that was a pretty solid system for him.
Right.
But yeah,
I think it's more or less with health with him. Like, he's got to stay healthy.
I think it's more health with him, honestly. I think if he can stay healthy consistently for a full season, the wrecking crew that is Jadeveon should be up again.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's it for for this. We do have to get into whatchamacallit at some point. We got to start digging into this college football.
Oh, we are a week out of college football, so shout out to all of our college football participants. And I know that a lot of let's go ahead and get into this real quick before we actually show out. I know a lot of interchangement has been happening within college football, i.e. the Pac-12 damn near disintegrating. A matter of hours, which is absolutely crazy. But honestly, I think it's better for college football, man. I think it makes it a little bit more competitive, or a lot bit more competitive.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go to the either 4 or 5 super conferences, and that'll just be what it is.
Yeah, and they're already talking about expanding the playoffs. So, I think, like I said, I think this is better for the sport. I think it's better for the quote unquote smaller name team or smaller market teams to kind of get recognition and get on that big market, and be able to beat these bigger teams, because you never really know what happens. And I know everybody wants to put out the thoughts about Alabama and the LSUs and all the stuff like that, and Pac-12 teams can't play in the SEC and all the stuff like that. But hey, you never know with NIL and how recruitment goes. You never know who ends up where. And
yeah, exactly.
It did. So, yeah, definitely be on the lookout for college football more. Definitely more college football content coming towards you guys. Yeah, bro. Any final words before we cut up out of here?
No, we got more football coming. Shout out to everybody, Tyrone and Micah for being in the comments, my man. Like,
boys,
100% appreciate you guys coming through and being a part of the show like you are. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, hey, wherever you're watching us, TikTok, YouTube, look, the goal by the end of this regular season, we got to be at least at 1,000. We had 1,000 subs, just 1,000 subs. That's what we want to get to. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big request, but it is a request. We put a lot of hard work into this. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Like, this is what we love. We know what we do, but it is work. We just want to see it translate. So we're gonna keep grinding. We're gonna keep supplying this content. We just need your eyes and ears because you're listening on the radio. Like I said, even if you're at home, plug it up while you cleaning the house. Throw that on Apple Music. We right here.
We're not going nowhere. I do want to appreciate everybody in the chat. Everybody was watching. I did see a few of y'all that was kind of hanging out, just kind of listening, kind of watching us, but that's not necessarily in the chat. Well, so we appreciate you guys, man. If you guys got any comments or any suggestions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We always are appreciative.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that y'all want to know, y'all want to see in the show, you want to add some light to the show, this is y'all show as well. So whatever you think we should be doing more, hey, let us know.
Let us know. We're open to any suggestions. If you want to come on as a guest, please don't hesitate to ask. As you see, we have a lot of fun up here, a lot of laughs. Never anything personal, even if we get into a heated debate. So shout out to everybody on that. Apple and Spotify listeners, we appreciate you guys. We're definitely going to do our best to keep all of our audios uploaded to the quickest of our nature. A lot of people just got new laptops and new technologies, so we're working as fast as we can. You should be able to find the last episode up there already. So if you guys didn't catch that, you guys can go back and look at that now. Follow all the socials. You guys know what it is. It's Friday, so which means we got the weekend, which is going to be crazy. So Go ahead and drop in the comments which football game you guys are looking forward to. Weekend's gonna go fast, and then we're back on your screen Monday for basket. So like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to share it, tell another friend to share it, and we appreciate you guys, man. The goal is 1,000 subscribers by the end of the football season. I know we can do it. We're trying to go into the basketball season with 1,000, so we can hit at the end of the basketball season with 2,000. You know what I'm saying? We all got goals, man, and
we all got goals, man. We all got goals.
So, like I said, we appreciate y'all for sliding through and rocking with us today. We will be back next week with GQ. GQ will be back in the building next week. He had to handle some business, so shout out to my boy GQ for being out of town, handling business and whatnot. Yeah, we are up out of here.
Hit the button.